the fountain, getting ready to go here.
They are walking to defend it. I mean, they're walking to defend it. Let's see if they place the ward.
Oh. Right now, they are currently holding that high ground position. Ward on ward action now as Mallorin, he will be scouted. Echoes expecting more there with the Illuminate, letting one rip, not finding much.
High ground defended.
30 seconds to battle.
And for now into the river. Falcons seem to be ready to go. Oh.
The battle begins.
A little fight, but runes will be two apiece.
It's just a normal start to the game. 2 runes. We'll see like how the lanes play out. It's going to be very crucial for LGD, especially the Koto. His camp is actually blocked. They somehow managed to block one of his camps at least.
Indeed. Okay, well, I think the most interesting lane to look at is going to end up being bottom, isn't it? I mean, seeing how level I say that, but right already we have a toss. Level 1 going to be the most dangerous point here for snaking. While he does not have that Icarus dive, then needs to be very mindful of that cooldown around the tiny lane. But down bottom, Winter, again, this was the last pick Centaur for Amar. Knowing him, he definitely called for it. But into this kind of a lane, interested to see what he's going to be able to get done there. Seems like a hard lane, right? I would expect.
Yeah, how about our mid lane? It's probably the boring lane. Koto against Primal.
True.
I'm gonna get my farm, you're gonna get your farm. But Koto's gonna get a lot more if he can actually unblock the camp. He has a sentry now, so he should be able to unblock it fairly easily.
And he's going to do that already here. Does unblock it just before the 2-minute camp spawns in. So that's going to be all fine and dandy there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's going to be the boring lane to watch as far as the actual lane goes. With these two heroes kind of just pushing waves, farming camps, maybe rotating away eventually. But I suspect the rotations to this lane for maybe the 4-minute water rune, into power rune time, is going to be something a little bit more. Speaking of spicy things,
yeah, I mean, if you're the Koto, you're probably going to just look to react towards what the Primal's doing. I think the Primal's going to be looking more to get runes. Pick up bounty runes, rotate to the side lanes, try to get a kill, and Koto's gonna be looking to, I guess, be more responsive to what the Primal's doing.
Gotcha.
I mean, Arma is definitely not having a very good time in this lane.
Down bottom, Shiro's getting chased away as they're fighting for the Lotus. They will be able to get the cookie now on top of Shiro with the blood grenade. First blood. It's going to be mid first, though. Halloran with a solo kill here onto Echoes. Tips him straight back after the smiley face. This is a team who is not shy from the all-chat. Snaking on top lane, toss him to tower. He did have himself an Icarus dive. PYW doesn't have the damage for the kill.
I mean, PYW is actually kind of Probably have to try to figure out how you can help this Pango. Pango's not really getting a lot in the lane. I mean, he's been pulling the waves, but maybe he has to try to stack and help him. It seems like the Pango's gonna have a hard time.
News, even with this double jump, doing too hot here at 13 and 6 compared to the 18 and 4. It's not so bad, but there is another wave pushing in for Skitter here, so that figure will only start to stretch a bit more now. Another Avatos though, good for maybe a kill on a Snake. No, just barely lacking the damage, and Snake and getting even more aggressive, consumes the Fairy Fire, fighting to his death versus PYW. Knew that he had the Icarus dive away. He actually still ends up dropping as Skitter trades down PYW in exchange. Ends up being a 1-for-1.
Yeah, he waited for the last moment to use his dive there. I mean, he almost survived there. Unfortunate, but it was still a good trade, you know, for Skitter. Skitter's getting a lot in this lane. Yeah, at the same time, Maureen is just pulling waves, and he's going to be just jungling and clearing out the wave at the same time with Trample, and probably looking for opportunities here to gank the side lanes.
That's right. Seems like,
I mean, they have a ward on the bounty rune there, so okay, never mind, it's already expiring. Yeah. But they know he's around.
Well, I think he's pretty happy to just start farming these camps. Right, these are essentially Echo's camps, and this is something that the Primal's going to be able to do that obviously a Coddle just cannot match. Top lane, he does end up falling. Echoes, he's going to TP in. He's got Solar behind Coddle. He's already found now this Icarus, the Snake King, who has no Icarus time because it's already been used there. Finds one. He'd love to find a second one here, but Skitter somehow will manage to escape here. PYW doesn't have the spells, so he's off and away for free.
Yeah, not too bad for them, you know. If Koto TPs like this and you only lose a support, I think you're ultimately happy for that. If you don't lose your core. It's a very, very heavy, you know, investment to move, and TP and move like this, you know. Now you know that the bot lane can be pretty safe. Koto can come bot, and up to the 6-minute runes here. So Primal's gonna get the shield rune. Maureen's gonna try to maybe use this to, I think, gank bot, you know, because you know the Koto can't really respawn now. So he should be probably looking to make a play. He's gonna TP top instead.
Skitter's kind of being dived right now. New doesn't have any spells, so they're gonna look for PYW, who doesn't have any spells, but does have brown boots. New, of course, as the Pango. Oh, he's got boots, but he's gonna be stuck inside the Trample. Nice timing there on the interrupts, ensuring that he gets hit by the blood right kill. Goes Skitter's way. I was about to say, Winter, we've seen what was a very rare Bloodseeker game some time ago. We've seen a few more Bloodseeker games since then into a lot of mobile heroes, such as a Weaver or always against a Pango. Against a Storm, you know, Faceless Void. So it's a pick that's starting to see a bit more. But I recall in our game of a Bloodseeker, just a terrible time, right? Not being able to farm, not getting to get to the early levels.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. That game was kind of, they have other issues, you know. I think the hero has some potential, you know, and you build Glabe, yeah. So I feel like, in theory, he should have a place in the meta if you give him the right game for it. And we're gonna see, you know, whether he has the tools to do well this game. For sure. Now we're gonna see another TP from Echoes. He's gonna TP top again. There's a ward. They saw his TP. They saw
him though. This time they've seen him.
But they still get the catch.
Toss back though onto Skitter, and the Solar Bind slow. Skitter trying to live here. Snake King can't offer much resistance here as he's pulled the side camp. Must back away now. He's also underneath the board, but again, the rotation, they go opposite, looking for Shiro. Shiro, who has the range drop charges, the Enrage now active, still has a Healing Lotus, doesn't have a lot of support to fall back on, though, as Malrine, he picks up the kill there with the Pulverize, make that the Trample. Looks for the second kill here onto Y, but Y, not even with the overprotective Wisp facet, he's too tanky with the Nature's Attendance heal running.
Yeah, he's choosing to go for a more aggressive build with the enchant. I think they kind of feel like they have to, I mean, their lineup you have to go late, right? So he's going for the more greedy build, which I think makes a lot of sense with their draft.
There's another kill there onto him. No. Not much required as PYW. He goes hunting behind the tower. This ward really starting to pay off as Skitter does get off a Rupture. It's going to be onto New. Skitter speeding up, forcing you to apply the brakes where Malrine will TP in, and another Trample kill for him. Alongside this regeneration rune running, he might be able to go through the gate, look for a kill down bottom, and open up this game a bit more for Amar.
Yeah, he's gonna see Bambi, you know, Primal Beast, one of the better heroes at killing Bambi at the start of the game with the magic damage from Trample. He's gonna have his spells up
ready
soon.
to go again, set up by the stun from Amar, and another killer here. Amar, who, by the way, you love to see it with horsepower, 4 bracers. Straight into
4
the blade
bracers?
mount. Yep.
Holy. I remember 3 braces was kind of the maximum that I've seen, you know, 4.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I remember
attack.
starting with 4 armlets, sorry, 4 gauntlets of strength on a dark seer. Imagine starting with 4
a huge investment. But if they want to just keep fighting, maybe the braces are just gonna pay off. Here comes the Cotter
yeah, he's
again.
got this vessel online
Stampede.
now. Stampede allows Mallory to get right on top of Shiro. Shiro activating that enrage, trying to get back to safety with a big heal. He's just fine. In the meantime, Amari, he's been focused by PYW and Echoes, who now turn to Snaking. He's already used the Icarus dive here, trying to go to the neutral creep instead. PYW tosses a horse on top of him. Snaking is going to be the second to get trampled here in this fight. Falcons, they find themselves a bit too deep.
Yeah, they just got too greedy, you know, for that kill, you know, and initially wasting the Stampede as well. They couldn't really make use of it that much. And now, another vessel.
Yeah, Mallory, he's got Onslaught to get up to the high ground here at least. You can see how much work this vessel is doing. Echo is still with 2 charges remaining. Does need to be slightly careful that he keeps charges in that thing ready to go. Haste Rune denied away. Mallory,
Yeah,
would love to get his hands on
all
that.
the cores of Falcon, they're kind of doing well. I mean, Alma was kind of struggling initially, but now he's back on the top. He's on equal footing with the Ursa. That's really, really good news for Falcons. Now they just need to get their supports level 6. Snapfire is already level 6. Crit has his Mortimer's Kiss, and Snaking just needs to find his egg right now.
LGD will smoke up and sweep to the top half of the map. Currently only Skitter is the sole dire hero on this side. The rest of Falcons farming away in the triangle and down bottom, where they are still trying to finish off this bot tier 1 tower. Back on board with this smoke, LGD resisting the temptation. Nope, not for too long. They're going to pick up the bounty rune. Gold is good. And I believe this observer ward has probably scouted Skitter,
Wow,
but Skitter...
he scanned them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Good read.
And again, isn't this... who else have we seen make that same exact rotation? Wasn't it 23? Didn't he also TP like from a camp to the tier 2 tower, as Skitter just has now? Am I crazy?
Yeah, I think the game, it was the game yesterday.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Or maybe it was the day before.
It was the day before. We didn't cast Aurora yesterday.
Radiant's
But
middle tower is under attack.
Yeah.
Dire's top
impressive
tower
move all
is
the same. As this time, Falcons...
I mean, all these players are just that good at the game. They know, you know. They look at the mini-map, they take one peep, and I feel something, you know, the Peter Tingle, Spider-Man's
I don't think they call it the
sense,
Peter
you know?
Tingle. Usually they call it the Spidey sense. I don't know about you. PYW, nothing's really tingling right for him, though, as even with a good toss, it's Mallory who activates the Blade Mail, returns that nice toss damage, that crash landing bonus, huh? Doesn't feel so good, does it, Tiny?
No, I just can't wait for someone to pick Brute Mother, then I can actually use that, right?
Shiro down bottom. Mallory's got an Invis rune, like the Jaws from Shark. He opens up now, looking for the quick kill onto Shiro, and this time the control is perfect. Amar collects the kill there with the Stampede buff running.
Yeah, the Ursa can't really play in this area anymore. He didn't have a Skitter's Tingle, you know, like using the scan, TPing out, you know. He always stayed, he tried to farm and he died.
That's right. Skitter.
You probably have to just give, you have to give this lane to the edge of the Tiny, I think, from now on.
Skitter did use the
even the
Rupture
Pango.
top lane onto New. New did TP away, so that's what we've seen just now. That's why he's going to go hunting for Amar.
They're going to see
He's
him.
looking for a TP away. New from
Oh, it's
downtown.
gonna be close.
Ooh, too far, and Amar hit him with the tip. He should have tipped him like
my
mid-TP.
God.
He tipped him after the TP completed.
He wasn't sure. I tell you, he wasn't sure.
Do you think you think that's the face of a man who doubts anything? Maybe not. Who knows? But Amar, he gets out of trouble. He gets out of harm.
Maybe you're right.
As that's going to allow him to get this blink online even faster. He's now just 500 gold away. Closing the gap. And, well, we've seen Echoes come out of the jungle a few times to use that Spirit Vessel. It's netted LGD a few kills now, Winter, but he's back on farming duty, basically, until he's got his Ags finished up. Just another component missing, and then we'll...
I mean, they have to be really, really careful soon. After Centaur gets Dagger, Dagger puts double Blade Mail on the Primal and Centaur with the ultis on the Falcon support.
That's right.
They are going to hit a very, very powerful timing on Falcon side. And LGD, you kind of need to dodge, you know, when that happens. You have to try to maybe sacrifice your support to the incoming smoke gangs and make sure that Shiro doesn't die. You know, he can't afford to die. Out of the three, because he's the one that cannot afford to die right now. He has 3 deaths to his name. It's already really, really bad for him. So he needs to make sure he keeps the death score low from now on.
He's your parachute, right? He's your golden parachute to get you out of this game. And
parachute?
Yeah, you know, where it'll take some time to deploy and you need to make sure it's packed correctly and you got to deploy it at the right altitude. You know, it's a little bit of a sensitive instrument, but if you don't have that parachute, Winter, you're going to have a very hard landing.
I mean, yeah, tiny crash landing.
Exactly. Here we go.
Why all of a sudden you're going Tom Cruise on me, you know? Parachute.
I mean, you know. Good actor, isn't he? Here go Falcons. They're going to be running up to the high ground. Blink number 1. The reveal onto the Coddle with the kisses now raining down onto Echoes. Stampede activated to secure this kill, and there's just no way out as Mallory, he goes hunting up to the high ground.
Another one.
Pulverize onto the Tiny to try and set things up. Skidder is even connecting here. New in the vicinity, doesn't have mana for the Pipe of Insight or the Rolling Thunder, as he's just going to swashbuckle away. The slowest auto attack of all time now out onto Y, as they will dive this tower to collect that kill. I believe they even ruptured him, if I'm not mistaken, but it's going to be the Phoenix caught and killed. That crash landing. Wow, they blow him up even through the raindrop charges, Winter. So it's something for LGD, despite losing, what, 2 heroes there.
I mean, they actually kind of had a small little timing as well on LGD. They had Pipe on Neo. So he's able to block out a lot of the spell damage, but they weren't really together, you know, at the same time, so he can't really abuse it as much. They need to stand together, Pipe, and it's going to block out the Phoenix and Snapfire's damage a lot. You know, even the Centaur is majority spell damage right now. Same goes for the Primal.
What build do you want to see New continue to go? Do you want to see Greaves now after Pipe?
Greaves. Yeah, just go Greaves and tank up.
Well, here we go.
I think they don't really need him to get a dagger.
This is dangerous.
He has Pipe.
PYW with his own Blink Dagger trying to blow up Snaking. Doesn't quite get the damage done. They're jumping onto Amar now, but they've triggered now the Supernova. As New, he is going to get shot down here by Crit. Y, unable to deny the rune in time, allows Crit to cookie up his own illusion up onto the high ground. Bunch of slow auto attacks come out, but most importantly, Vision onto Y, where they will stop chasing now. Thought they were going to onslaught in. Mallory thought better of that. So a few ultis forced, but the tower defended here in favor of Team Falcons.
Yeah, Neo kind of overestimated how strong he is. Got punished, you know, standing in front. Just felt like he couldn't die, you know. And now he has to be a little bit more conservative and respect the Falcons' damage, you know.
And the team fight, right? They're just all strong when
yeah, if he gets focused and there's no role in the team fights, they're gonna have a hard time. He's their like big team fight spell, you know.
Is here. Shiro, he's going to try and farm the car, and you know what happens when you farm the car, Winter? You get enraged.
Yes, I know. You die.
Not this time. Not on this occasion. Just spooking him back.
Radiant's top tower.
How many times have I already yelled at you for farming the siege
I like
creep?
farming the car.
Did I yell at you?
No.
Wasn't you?
No.
Probably someone else
we were parted with. You're just always yapping.
Like, how many times did I tell you, don't kill the siege creep,
and
you
then
know?
the pings start coming out.
Stop.
And then you start pinging. I think someone should purchase Mantle of Intelligence.
Yeah, pinging
now.
Tiny's
PYW, he
going
blinks in. That's a decent Will-O-Wisp, but it's actually only really good to catch Amar. As in goes Mallory now. They've caught Snaking here shortly, but with the Stampede buff, he's away to safety. Is stuck and trapped inside the river. It's Echoes. That'll be his resting place here as Y. He'll get to die at least outside of the river. Less wet death for him, but Amar, he's going to cleave through him all the same.
Yeah, they're just really not respecting the fact that Falcons, they are really strong right now with their heroes. With the double blade man, all this magic damage. Even with the pipe, they're not really that, you know, formidable, you know, in the team fights. I guess maybe if they were ready enough, they have 5 heroes there, maybe they could win the fight with your pipe. But I still feel like Falcons are just like way too strong with their timings now. They're gonna catch a Phoenix.
Really good job there on the chain stun. That's perfect.
That's a lot of gold for that kill. 600 gold.
Bad.
Pretty nice.
Not bad. I mean, I've got to agree with you. I think Falcons, they just have the overwhelming team fight. Are LGD running up against what you could describe as a natural urge to fight with their timings? You've got a Coddle who just got Ags.
But they have a slower... They have a slower lineup,
I get it, but let me come to their defense a bit, right? You've got a Tiny with a Blink. You have this Pipe. You have Coddle with Ags Vessel.
They are going to die soon.
I mean, but you could see where they're coming from, or no? You just think they're incorrect here on this assessment? They need to go for some edits.
I mean, if you're losing the team fights, sometimes you're gonna just have to, realize that you were wrong, right? They lost two fights in a row.
Yeah, well, that is true.
It's either you just don't have your timing, or you don't have enough heroes at the same time. But it's either one.
When the director wants another retake, you do the take, right? You listen to your director, or no?
Someone's going through the gates.
This is awkward. It's Shiro. It's Shiro. He's coming through the gate next. Actually, I think he's going to stop PYW. He doesn't really have a way out, but they're going to try and fight this. Mallory straight onto the Coddle. Coddle surrounded by 5 enemy heroes. Even with the Vessel, he is just quickly killed off. The Pipe Barrier doing absolutely nothing. As New, he can't even leave.
Roll?
He doesn't have roll. He can't TP away because of the Pulverize being ready a second time. He goes down. Amar, he's TPing in. As they find PYW, he's killed off as well.
Yeah, I feel like all these fights are just so confusing, from LGD. They just don't have the right heroes in front. I think Enchantress just needs to be the body and stand in front, and she should be the one taking the fire. You can't just let your Coddle and Penguins go in on the Tiny, and nobody's like frontlining for you. I think Ursa is like probably gonna be the last hero to arrive in the scene. With your dagger battle for you don't really want to be the first one. So I just feel like they're not really on the same page. They have to figure out, Mr. Director, what is the script? Before you lose this game and then you go to the post game and you get yelled at. So before that happens, you need to figure out the actual script and just make sure you do the right thing.
For me, I think they gotta lock down these call sheets. The call sheets, they're all over the place. They're showing up on set when they're not needed. The main actor's not out of his trailer yet. He still needs more time. Catering's not even set up. We need craft food and services here. Where is the gaffer? It's all gone wrong for LGD. The director, I don't know what's going on here, but I agree. And for me, it's wild, Winter, because it's not like Falcons are pushing objectives. They're not pushing high ground. They're not really contesting stacks or triangle. This is like LGD a lot of the times looking for fights, isn't it?
I feel like they are looking for fights when they got the Pipe and the Mag. It's not exactly a bad timing to fight. It's just the way that everybody was playing on the map was not really directed towards the Mag and Pipe timing. I feel like Pango was kind of urgent. He felt like it was really urgent for him to go abuse those timings. I think the Pango and the Coddle, they felt the same way. But Enchantress and Ursa probably feels like, why can't we just split the map and farm, So you can see like the Pango and the Coddle moving together and Tiny maybe trying to connect. But Ench and Ursa, they're pushing out the other waves, I feel like it's not my business to come, but I think that if you're committing to this Mag and Pipe timing, you have to bring everybody. You need to bring the numbers. Otherwise, just don't commit to your timing.
Well, Shiro, he's just about to finish up his own BKB, so I think our title actor is going to get ready to come out of his trailer at last. But what are the items he's fighting into? Right, let's take a look at this real quick. You've got a 2 Eternal Shrouds, by the way, right now. Hold on, is Shiro just... No, right? They can't just kill him like that. Nice job interrupting the Pulverize. Shiro, he's going to be able to just leave now. But a scary moment for him all the same. So you have a double Blade Mal. You have double Eternal Shroud now, by the way, on both Mallory and Amar. What else are we looking at here? Full Guardian creeps for crit. That Gleipnir for Skitter is pretty big. He's starting to come online a bit more.
The Yules on the Phoenix
and
a big counter to Ursa.
And what is it? The Whisper's Dread? What is that neutral? Whisper of the Dread, sorry. So even more spell damage for him as well. So now this first Aegis timing, it's going to be kind of a big one here. But let's be honest with ourselves and kind of take account of the situation. Yes, it's looking good for Falcons. They're up 6K, they're up 10 kills here 22 minutes in, but LGD, they're playing the long game here, right? What do Falcons need to accomplish with this Aegis, maybe the next Aegis? What's their game plan, do you reckon, Winter?
Get all the outer towers, I think. After you get all the outer towers, you secure the outpost, you slowly find for pickoffs, place very, very deep lane wards and try to kill the Ursa. I think Ursa is the #1 target on their list. Right now he's actually getting, I think he's getting away with too much, you know, like the lead is actually not really extending because of the Ursa.
Because check out that underneath the Aegis power play there, 3 minutes left on this Aegis. Not really a whole lot of net worth gained here for Falcons. And in fact, you have LGD looking for another fight. And this time, are they being Delulu?
Oh,
the misblink here onto Shiro. They're going to try and set up. Can they burst through Skitter on his first life? Indeed they can. The Yule Scepter as well catches Mallory in the middle of his onslaught as New TPing on in. Just a casual little Rolling Thunder. He's now going to go ahead and eat that Rupture, but all things considered, not a bad fight there from LGD. Shiro, he's showing up to set, and now he is ready. He's acting. He's the director. He's the producer, starring.
Crown fall.
He's here. and what a waste on that Aegis, I have to say. Not really a waste, is it? That implies that they kind of, I don't know, denied it or whatever. Not exactly an SCA moment at TI.
Good trade for the Aegis,
but,
you know.
Not a good trade.
They traded. They traded a role for that. So if you're LGD, you're happy.
Indeed.
40 seconds when they have another role. I think they'll be looking to fight after this with the BKB on Ursa. Pretty strong.
I mean, exactly. And they're gonna look for another fight. As our Falcons, they will smoke up. They've scouted New here in the mid lane. Mallory, his smoke will break as Amar makes the jump in.
Nice dodge.
Catch New on the stun, but he'd already gotten the swashbuckle out in the meantime. It's Y who's up onto the high ground
the
now.
Bait,
In the triangle,
bait.
PYW, he's jumping in, protecting the bait. They've sprung the trap now, but Shiro, can he get on top of anyone? The control comes through until he pops the BKB now as New, without a Rolling Thunder here for 10 seconds, isn't really going to be able to offer much in the way of lockdown. So a BKB charge forced out for the Kisses. Okay, it's another confusing fight for me here to follow. Winter, who's come out on top there?
Falcons. They forced out the BKB. I think they're happy. The rest of the heroes didn't really use anything that big of a deal. I think the Kiss is whatever, you know. At this point, they can just kind of wait a while, wait 1 minute, farm a little bit.
They're gonna head down bottom here. Crit, he shows, doesn't quite show. Instead, it's PYW who shows on the ward. Crit's just planted. Triggering some rotations now from Falcons.
And then I try to get this Tiny.
Oh, yeah, indeed. PYW not being too greedy. He's not going for the car, but he is going to lead them to Shiro. Shiro, okay, nice job. You can directional move and get into the, oh no, the twin game from the low ground, but snaking. He finds him. Shiro trying to TP away, but he's got no chance now. Caught and killed. PYW inadvertently leading them straight into the Bears' den.
He didn't realize that they were in such a dangerous position, you know. Like I feel like PRW knew that he couldn't really stay long. He cleared the wave quickly, then he went to the gate. But Ursa like went to the lane, I want to push out another wave, and probably Tiny is telling him, no bro, come follow me. Let's get out. We are way past our bedtime, you know, we need to go home.
PYW, in a way, does put down an observer, but that's going to be swiftly removed now. Bit unlucky for him. That is going to make taking the next fight a little bit more challenging. Yeah, and I mean, it's tough, right? Because it's not like Ursa even showed on a wave. The only mistake that really, I wouldn't even call it a mistake. It's just Falcons.
I think he made a pretty big mistake there by he cleared the cam in a jungle and then he went to the lane when the Tiny already cleared the wave, you know. Yeah. So he didn't need to be there.
But I think the only reason Falcons are in that area
that is a mistake.
And this is why I want to give them credit. It's because Crit puts down a ward. He gets aggressive, he puts down the ward he's standing next to.
Yes, they saw the Tiny, but the Ursa shouldn't be pushing out that wave, you know. Because if you are on LGD's vision, you see nobody, you know. So when you're in a position of where you don't know where the opponents are, you don't use your important heroes to push out dangerous wave, you know. You just let the supports do it.
Thinking, by the way, just had a 1 versus 1 for a Wisdom rune, huh? Against a Centaur Conqueror.
Street Fighter? You play a lot of Street Fighter?
No, actually, I have not been. I am not very good at Street Fighter. I have sworn off fighting games. I can barely play Smash Bros, and that's my one fighting game. Which I'm sure people will say it's not a fighting game, especially because I don't play Melee. But it's okay. We don't need to repeat that. Tormentor time. I was going to say Tormy, and then decided to go, call him by his full name. Mr. Tormentor taken down now by Falcons. What are they going to get? Phoenix? No, they're going to get crits. Also pretty decent, this Fire Snap Cookie upgrade. Gives you a decent farming mechanism.
I will rip you apart.
It's okay. It's fine. I mean, Phoenix shot is, in my opinion, just way better than the snapshot.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. Basically, a refresher for one of your items, allowing it to use it in your ulti. That's amazing. It's just like such a crazy upgrade, honestly, for the hero.
Yeah, I mean, this game is just going to slowly turn into like a farm fest where teams are going to be dodging and jiving, and you're probably going to see like a Ursa against the world setup.
Yeah.
In the late game, you know, he's gonna have to do everything on his own. Oh, almost everything, you know. Like he still needs the Tiny and Pango to initiate and start the fight for him. But ideally, the way LGD wants the fights to start is Enchantress is the bait, you know. He needs to be in front.
Probably not starting the fight here as New is going to get jumped. However, Falcons, they're not eager to go on in. They're running up and down this cliff with the Stampede buff. They'll just let Amar walk himself out. And that'll be that. Okay. Snay was getting jumped on the other side of the map. He's walking out of the jungle with a bunch of Fury swipes on himself. He gets out of there. As Mallory, I think he's just caught a glimpse of Bambi. Yes, indeed, he has. Once again, they are chasing into Shiro's path, but this time Shiro preemptive on the TP. He gets out safely, which will leave Bambi to die.
That is an acceptable loss. Bambi is allowed to play in the dangerous areas. And now Marine has the gem, so he's going to make even more areas on the map dangerous when he removes all the observer wards from LGD.
How dangerous do you reckon Skitter's is going to be late game on Bloodseeker? Are you scared of a Bloodseeker late game?
No. No. If I'm an Ursa, no, I'm not scared of him.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there. What about Blood Mist? Is that still good these days? You see anyone going for a little Bloodseeker cocktail these days, or not really?
I think against their heroes, probably not so great.
It's kind of the only avenue you really have super late game, isn't it?
I mean, I feel like you only get it once you run out of slots.
New PYW up from the high ground, immediately cancels Pulverize. That was very well done. Skitter chasing after now. BKB, Manta, Gleipnir ready to go into the butterfly.
I mean, they might be lured into a false sense of security when they saw Malrine retreat.
They smoke immediately. Malrine, he's going to blink immediately to the high ground as Echo is activating the BKB. They don't have a Pulverize for 2 more seconds as PYW, he's been lifted, but in goes Shiro. Shiro looking for a target here with a Stampede buff, perfectly timed. However, the stuns onto Skitter. Skitter in danger. They pick up Fuzzy Wuzzy, slam him to the ground as New hit by the Rupture. He's forced to just jump around, still alive thanks to all that shield crash as PYW trying to collect more kills, will be able to set up for that kill onto Snake King. Crit as well falls in the wake of that Illuminate. And LGD, you were right, Winter. Full sense of security there for Falcons, who were not expecting a full 5-on-5 fight to kick off from that blink in.
I was kind of saying LGD is going to be lured into the one.
Oh, were you? I didn't think so. Obviously, you predicted this, right? Because you're the best co-caster in the world.
I mean, it was just a really bad idea for them to run up the ramp there with no vision. But I felt like when they ran up and Koto placed the Will-O-Wisp there, it just immediately means that you can't go up, you know. Centaur didn't really want to run up. Like, Amar just stopped in the steps, you know, the staircase, and then he just tried to finish off the Pango, but he couldn't. They didn't have enough damage because they were kind of all split up, focusing different heroes. And with the Will-O-Wisp in the middle, blocking the path, it just became very difficult for Falcons to fight there.
Definitely.
It's a good play, you know, from Ekos. That's a good placement with his Will-O-Wisp.
Wasted no time popping the BKB as well. I mean, there was no Pulverize either from Mallory, right? They just failed to get the kill onto New earlier.
Yeah, and you see in that fight as well, the Ursa against Bloodseeker matchup. The Bloodseeker cannot touch the Ursa in the team fights, you know. Just can't.
Nope. And it's going to get worse when the Butterfly comes out. Or actually, no, sorry, that was for, that's for Bloodseeker. I mean, does Butterfly change it? That's the question I meant to ask. Wait, hold on. What? He was taking an oath of non-aggression. Pango Nation with with the Centaur cart pulling union. They you know, they're on good terms these days.
Yeah, they are family, you know. You don't want to hurt family.
It's true. Amar setting a trap here on the amplified damage rune, but it's LGD smoked up. And we'll move into the river here. Will they actually get baited onto this rune? Seems like they're just going to give it...
PYW, he's going to start.
Yeah, but in the meantime, they did secure the double damage rune. They don't have enough there. Yule Scepter in time, and that means Shiro's not going to be able to break through the egg on his own. New, he's going to get the Rolling Thunder off. Has not been ruptured, surprisingly. Shiro instead just man-fighting here, trying to get through Amar. The bash onto the high ground now as Skitter running around in this fight. He's already let loose on that rupture, holding onto the BKB charge. This is a losing fight for LGD. They've lost 2. Shiro's been picked up now by the Pulverize, sent back and killed. That is only the Aegis, but what do they have on the second life? Not much. No teammates, no BKB, no Enrage, as only even the Abyssal's going to be on cooldown. Skitter easily cleans up as Falcons, they don't lose a single hero.
Yeah, they kind of overcommitted for the Phoenix there. Like he wasn't burst down in time. He got his use off, then his egg, but the egg kind of didn't feel like it was a problem initially because they all were able to retreat away. LGD, they retreated away, but I felt like the fight was just kind of like really difficult at that point because they were split up again, you know, and Centaur and Primal came in to pick off the heroes after that.
Right. Yeah, I
mean, the difference in this fight is the 2 supports on Falcons were able to get off their ultis off compared to the previous one.
Up to the high ground they go now. No buyback on the Ursa Warrior. It is going to be at least 1 lane of racks. We'll get another Fortify as soon as those melee barracks mid-fall. They can't get the Megas because the top tier 2 is still alive. So Falcons, not wanting to push their luck, will settle for the full melee sets. Or just about, as LGD, eager to try and catch anyone sticking around too long. It's still a 5 versus 4 here, by the way, in favor of Falcons, but Falcons respecting the strength of that high ground, respecting the potential toss backs, not having any ultis, they're going to go ahead and just take a step back.
Yeah, which is a reasonable call. I think you have to expect maybe the Assad buyback, you know. So you kind of have to play your cards right there. Don't overextend. And you don't have your egg, you don't have your spells, all your spells up, so you don't really want to overstay your welcome, you know. You already killed the melee Rex, I think you already got what you came for.
Here's that last fight again, by the way, in the replay. You can see the bash. Oh, the toss was actually really bad there, wasn't it? It was kind of a fight-losing toss. Toss the...
Yeah, but then again, I feel like the Pango didn't commit the roll onto the Phoenix, you know. They land both disables, then the Pango didn't roll onto him to finish the kill off. And he got the heals and egg off.
I feel like he probably wasn't expecting the Tiny to toss the Phoenix away, you know?
Yeah, I guess that's also true.
I don't know, I just...
and here the fight, here's like the tail end of the fight because they were like so split up and Ursa and Tiny kind of overextended with the Pango. And that's it, you know. They have to stay together with the Will-O-Wisp fight in that area when Ursa wants to go in for a target, pop the Will-O-Wisp there, and they need to take the fight there. If they are split up, it's gonna get very messy, you know, for their heroes.
First butterfly this patch for the Bloodseeker. That is now ready online, good to go. On top of the Elven Tunic, he is rocking a casual 45% evasion.
Yeah, the evasion is definitely going to be a problem. Ursa doesn't like building MKBs usually, but I think he has to this game.
I hope he builds it over the Octarine core. I understand the strength of the Octarine, don't get me wrong, but hopefully once he scouts that item, they will be able to make an adjustment, because I just don't see how else you take down Bloodseeker if not with Ursa auto attacks, right? Oh, okay, smoke breaks. Malorine, he's got an Invis and an Arcane Rune running. He's going to be caught by the Will-O-Wisp, but there's actually no detection onto him. Either way, they've spooked him and Falcons into taking a much more defensive position deeper inside the triangle of LGD. Did the smoke from LGDs. Not going to quite find him a fight. As we are
yeah, just back to farming now for LGD.
Just under...
have to try to get buybacks on Shiro.
True. And I mean, Roche is going to be probably the next big objective, I'd imagine. Falcons eager to get this last tier 2 tower to be able to threaten for the Megas. But Roche up in just under 2.5 minutes. Well, as fast as possible spawn, I should specify. But all of a sudden, it's a 14k net worth lead here, huh, for Falcons. One bad fight, and well, here we are. Wow, Dota Plus says 96-4? I don't know if I buy that. I reckon LGD have got a much better
I think
chance.
80-20, probably
right.
80-20, or at least like 75-25.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't know. It seems a bit harsh. I think they have a lot of avenues of winning the game still. I think the tossback, when it comes to high ground, And Ursa, you can maybe live through a couple of spells with your Enrage and then you turn the fight around. There's a lot of ways that I could see the game still turning into LGD's favor.
Maybe it is really 100 to 0. You know why, Winter? One particular item has been picked up. One item, the very strongest spell in the entire game,
Shiro.
which never loses. It's Amar. He's got himself this workhorse available, and they've caught Shiro. Shiro picked up, pulverized, not reduced here by the Enrage, as suddenly reinforcements coming through from LGD. Can they actually turn this fight? The Will-O-Wisp here in the Tormentor area. Is this going to be good enough? They get Shiro back into this base successfully, as New still bouncing around in the fight, looking for more stuns. It's a darn good hold here from LGD as they manage to recover, but now what? Amar, he gets a cookie over the defender's gate, as there's a buyback from PYW. LGD trying to hold as Amar with the workhorse. It's out, but PYW doesn't find the toss. The Yule Scepter instead saves Amar as Mallory jumping into the base. There's the kill that they wanted. Amar with the stomp, putting down the business, puts down the bear, and they're straight onto the high ground just like that. What a fight.
Yeah, for LGD, they would have maybe regretted not fighting
PYW, a
earlier.
nice stun there. The Will-O-Wisp onto all 5, snaking a bit low, but he still has that Supernova as the Yule Scepter onto Tiny, trying to buy a little bit more space, trying to buy more time. Amar, he throws his Bloodseeker into the wagon. He says, come on, my friend. Mush, we hit the tower. Look at that damage, actually not bad at all. As New jumps in. Another Yule Scepter here is going to remove that shield from Shield Crash as the Blinding Light is making him a bit of space. They're onto Y, giving chase with that untouchable, making things difficult. Amar under tier 4 towers makes enough space for New to get focused down and killed. Mallory on a killing streak, as I think Skitter, yeah, indeed gets the kill onto Y. That's GG, just like that. Falcons, they win game 1 here as they get closer to 50-50 with a game 1 win over LGD.
I mean, LGD just got kind of outclassed, you know, when it came to the team fight department. I think in the last fight near the Tormentor there, when Ursa got engaged.
What Amar is going to go to for game number 2 as Falcons. This could be the game that leads them back to being 50-50 to try and get themselves off the very bottom, off the floor of those Group B standings. They lost 2 of their first 3 games. Here they are up 1-0 now versus LGD in game number 2 at the Riyadh Masters. Thanks for joining us, folks. We've got a Slark offlane, the Amar special. Or is it? I'm not so sure. We will.
Is it still a special now that everyone already knows it's coming?
I don't know if anyone saw this.
I mean, we've seen it so many.
Slark?
Okay, maybe not. Maybe not this game. Yeah, not this game.
Good ward. LGD, they managed to get over to the high ground. Crit. He's going to realize what's going on. Stun is going to be thrown now onto Crit. LSA connects with the Boulder Smash on through. Crit turns and burns with the Scatter Blast, but he's going to drop first. New. He made me next to go, as that's going to be a nice
double
stun through. Very good. Skitter with the kill onto New, as it's a full 5v5 level 1 fight. PYW, another Acorn shot. Doesn't get lucky on the bounce. Doesn't bounce back onto Mallory, but they do catch Snay again here. A second stun is good for the kill. Double kill now for PYW as Skitter. Oh, Skitter, the last auto attack. He's safe and sound, just out of range of the sentry. Ooh.
I mean, snaking again, you know, like just not respecting the fact LGD had better heroes, like turns back, tries to get a right click. And now you see the power of the hoodwing Acorn shot just decimating Team Falcons.
Just ruining his game. That tree bounce trick shot. This Acorn shot is nasty.
Please.
And Skitter, he's already needed to use a healing salve.
Needs to be
so he's a bit behind the 8 ball as far as his regen up top. He bought it, and Snaking was able to deliver it.
Yeah, so who got the first blood? Was it mid hero?
No, it's PYW. He got both kills.
PYW, yeah. So he has what? Did he buy boots right away? What did he buy? Oh, Blightstone and Blood Grenade stick. Okay, I like
against
this.
This zero armored hero here into the Phoenix. Nay. You better get ready, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
This is not a fun lane for the Phoenix. No. I mean, he has the Weaver to kind of protect him. When Weaver gets level 2, you have a power spike, which can kind of mask the weakness of the Phoenix being a weak lane.
Look, I mean, you're right about that, but one auto attack or one Acorn shot in Phoenix is down to -1 armor. I mean, it's not good. New is stacking up these axes. This lane could get ugly fast. Speaking of, oh my goodness.
Oh no, Skitter. He took so much damage from that double bounce on Acorn shot.
What a one charge is, but he's out of regen.
There goes yourself, bro.
Mid lane is also, we expect to be hard for Echoes, don't we? Although he does find a kick now onto Mallory, puts him under the tower. 2 tower shots come through. 30 HP, turn around for that last auto attack onto the creep, and he gets it. That was close, wasn't it? Back up top lane. First Icarus dive, the level 2 power spike now onto New. He turns around for one more set of axes, but he's going to fall. PYW throws the blood grenade, which will keep Falcons at bay, but they've got the kill that they were looking for.
Wait, how did they not get level 2 faster? They got 2 kills on the hood
They
lane.
all shared it, I guess, honestly. I'm not too sure. Winter, I wanted to point out mid briefly because really the lane that I want to be watching, that I think we need to be watching, is this bottom lane, this off lane. Slark, he's saving his skill points again now on Amar. First point in Essence Shift. He's gone for the Pound Supplies Essence Shift stacks when striking enemy heroes. I mean, it's still early.
I mean, he's playing into Alina and Sven, you know, he's not going to be pouncing on anyone soon, I'll tell you that.
Look, that's true, right? That's true. And let's just remind the viewers, in case you're now just tuning in, for you Slark heads out there, you guys set up your push notifications that a Slark's been picked, and you're like, why is he in the off lane? Look, we don't know either. It's 23 Slark make it with a 24 Lina. That was the order of operations here. So let's see if this is a master at work. You know, you can't judge the final painting by its initial sketch, or if this is something that we won't be seeing.
Wow. Are you into painting nowadays, yeah?
No, not at all. I wish I was.
And do you like the painting LGD has here? The Sven Lina safe lane?
You know, seems very strong. I just don't know if it's going to be enough into the Slark. Like, the dispels seem very good in, against Alina, right?
Mm-hmm. I think just the lane, you know, but if he can survive the lane, because you would look at the matchup and you think that the Slark Snapfire should be having trouble in this Sven Lina lane.
He's doing fine.
But he seems like he's doing okay, yeah.
He's doing just fine. So I'm wondering where this is coming from. Is it just the high base armor on Slark?
He's just good at laning, you know. He does a lot of small little things, the way he pulls the wave and the way he manipulates the
Okay, I mean, he purged the stun. He precast the Dark Pact, knew that they were going to try and punish him for going for the last creep auto attack there, and then he dodges the LSA. So I mean, he's just kind of dancing around them right now.
He knows he's going to be left alone because Creed went to pick up the rune, so he needs to use it to make sure he doesn't die in the lane, you know, the Dark Pact.
Good response by Earth Spirit. Echoes in the mid lane. He drags the wave, and then he's going to roll back to try and get back as soon as possible. It's not as good as like a Kunko who can just X-mark and be back into lane, but it is something. Amar, he is going to bait Y away from the lane. Crit is returning from his venture towards the mid lane. Cookie is going to connect a stun. LSA only onto one. Will at least force Amar off of his mark, off of his quarry. Y barely lives here. In fact, consumes, I believe. Oh, no, he's going to die.
Oh, he got
him. Snaking in the meantime up top lane. Takes down PYW as they turn back onto New. I don't think they can quite dive him, even with the Beetle minus armor. Snake just barely lives by the skin of his teeth. Back down bottom, Crit under vision here by the creep wave, but he's just fine. These raindrop charges keeping him alive. He turns and blasts Shiro.
His full ball facet is also very absurd in the lane. It's just, you don't expect to catch you know. It's very similar to the Pudge facet where it's longer. The hook in the lane, you just don't expect it and you die. You've been playing Dota for 20 years and you learn the way a spell works for 20 years and now everything is different. Right. And then you have to change your muscle memory.
Because you were playing Dota 1 and you were dodging those Snapfire auto attacks. Snake King, he leaps through the tree. He's still going to die, dodge the bushwhack, but they commit for the kill. It's New falls here at the cost of the Phoenix.
Well, Dota 1 does not have Snapfire, I'll tell you that much.
True. That was
the
joke. I didn't know that much. Okay, nice dodge there on that smooth board by Shiro. Sidesteps that very quickly and neatly. We're approaching the 6-minute mark. You have, at the very least, the Hoodwink in position to contest here, but Snake King threatening to deny this bottom rune now. Sorry, top rune make it as the rune spawns bottom. Invis into the bottle of Mallory.
Yeah, nicely done. Gets the D-ward as well. So more mid lane control here for Falcons. They get the rune, they get the D-ward. It's perfect. And now they're gonna figure out maybe if they can steal the Wisdom rune at 7 minutes. It's kind of a nice thing to do as Phoenix because you can dive and steal it.
We can see here the mid lane stats. I think as expected, Echo has not come out nearly as well as his opponents.
Yeah, he did okay initially because Sand King was low.
Shiro, he's in trouble, but Amar's not going to dive his tower. Instead, PYW will rotate. Has caught Amar here, but he's a tricky kill. Instead, we'll keep our eyes on this Sand King, this tricky little Scorpion with the cover of the Invis Rune, just diving the tower here casually onto New. He's only level 4. TPs are incoming as Mallory, he missed the stun. Echoes, his TP didn't last actually long enough. Now magnetized onto 3 heroes. In goes Y. Snake King falling low now as he's going to turn and try and do as much damage as he can, but it's not going to be enough.
Going for the wisdom.
Skitter trying to steal the Wisdom Rune, forced away. He's got another magnetize on him here. He's going to be fine ultimately, but
he's fine. He still has time.
Exactly. He didn't.
He's
yeah,
fine.
that's true. He still has time lapse. So, Wisdom Rune.
One
apiece, right? Yeah. Crit got the Wisdom. All right. One apiece. Amar.
Oh, bot lane. Oh, it doesn't land the Scatter Blast. Unfortunate. I mean, we're gonna probably see Falcons try to be aggressive because Magnetize is down now. Maybe they can try to look for a play in the bottom area, and they're gonna bring Skitter bot through the gate.
I thought maybe they would have wanted to contest Beastmaster stacks to try and delay the Ags. Either way, Shiro will receive absolutely no assistance.
Again, Shiro, wrong place, wrong time, my friend. You gotta abandon your spot, you know. When your mid laner doesn't have ulti, you can't stay in the lane.
I agree. And I think right now, again, LGD, they're much more intent on contesting and defending the stacks. Holy moly. Did you see that damage there? Stingers, man, they hurt.
Oh, what, the Stinger? Yeah, it's... You clear stacks so quickly. It's crazy.
Up top lane.
That's why Sand King is a very strong mid now.
But this blood grenade back towards Snake King. I feel like he's been throwing blood grenades all game. As New, he might have found himself slightly overcommitted here, and by slightly, I mean he's just fine. For now, PYW, he will be focused and killed instead. As from the mid lane, Echoes TPing in the tower. Sorry, the TP to the tower from Shiro allows him to pick up that kill. That wasn't an amplified damage rune. That was just his thermal runaway active on top of Shiro, in case you have not seen a lot of this hero, which I wouldn't particularly blame you for, especially if you've been watching all of the Riyadh Masters. It's first Lina of the tournament. That's a very nice kick under the tower now as they've almost got Mallory, but that level 4 Bro Strike allows them to break vision. They hit him now. There's going to be that tree trick shot on the Acorn as Mallory, this time he's bit off more than he can chew. Great rotations, great map play here by LGD. Is that going to be enough for them to stabilize this early game?
It's a start. Sand King is a big kill. They're going to need a couple more of those, but I feel like at this point of time, they just have to be patient and slowly play around the Magnetizer. Magnetizer is on cooldown now, so they need to be defensive and try to avoid confrontation, just try to get runes, clear your stacks, and avoid big fights. And just wait for Echoes to find another pick-off for the team, you know, and at the same time, Lina's just power up, farming his jungle stack.
Smoke now by Falcons. Most of the stacks already been cleared, at least for LGD, as Skitter steals the Ancient Black Dragon. Skitter, sorry, make that Snake King, rather, just shy of level 6, but crit. He still is lurking in the Fog of War with Mortimer Kisses ready. Plants down this Observer. That is going to scout New, starting to stack this second part of the Ancients. Really good vision by Falcons. They see everyone that's rotated to this top lane, though. And Crit is still behind the tower here, still trying to find a move. Mostly alone, though.
Yeah. Falcons have a very big part of the map to farm here. They have the bigger map control. Slug is like free farming bot. They have 3 heroes pressuring, and with the ward and the wisdom rune there, they see a lot of the top area and they can pressure.
Snake leads level 6. He'll get it from this creep wave, I reckon. And now they're going to start the dive. New underneath the tower. He gets off the roar. Oh, but it's blocked mostly by that infused raindrop charges. Skitter, he's totally fine. Uses the time loss back to full HP. Echoes goes for the rolling boulder, but just a second late now onto Skitter. They won't find anything there. And Crit is still behind the tower, threatening to take the stocks. You can see how, I think that was New pinging them. He's like, guys, don't let him steal my money. I need my eggs. And this entire time, very quietly farming away, by the way, Amar down bottom. He's about to get his Diffusal Blade online. We've almost forgotten about this Slark with the way that Falcons have been playing all around the top lane right now.
Like, how is he actually almost top level like, among the 5 heroes on Falcons? It's crazy. Like, he got so much space to farm. I think a lot of it stems down to when Echo used his magnetized top, and then they moved Skitter through the twin gate to the bottom, and they got the kill onto Lina, and that kind of gave Slug a lot of room to play with. After that kill, he got the tower, then he had like the whole bottom jungle to farm. That's how he got his net worth.
I have to say, I am surprised that Slark is in Amar's wheelhouse. It's not unusual to see Amar play a lot of mids in the off lane because he used to be a mid laner back in the day. That's why he's like got a very mean Huskar. Sometimes he plays like a Void Spirit off lane. Razor obviously used to be a mid laner for a long time as well. But Slark is one that does surprise me a little bit more, not gonna lie. Either way, they've scouted the diffuser blade.
I mean, it kind of suits his.
Okay.
All right. Just
don't mind me if I do. That's me when I try and zap the cockroach, but it scurries away too fast with the spray.
Yeah, I mean, back to your
Skitter
on Ahmad. I do think like, it suits him in a way where he's a carry. The heroes that he play kind of can be the secondary carrier of the team or third carrier of the team. And at the same time, because he's so good at the lane, it makes it work for his team.
I mean, that's how he's gotten away with the laning stage so well, right? So especially when Crit was rotating mid and starting to mess with the Earth Spirit. You had Amar just dodging spells and able to get away with things because of Dark Pact. Now, speaking of mid, Mallory is starting to push. Takes down the tower, but Echoes, he's going to roll in. A very nice rolling boulder. Sun on a 3, and the control is perfect on the Mallory. He dies. Crit. Oh, he actually dodges the rolling boulder. Echoes is a bit deep, but he's got a haste rune. Chasing now more with the Blade Mail active. Wants to kill Snaking here. Snaking, who's a bit worse for wear. Eventually forced into using the ultimate. There are enemy heroes here. Can they focus down the egg in time? Absolutely. Crit dies as a result underneath the tier 2 tower, as even Skitter, he might not be safe and sound here, although he's on to Shiro. Another quick time walk away. This cockroach is just going to be too darn annoying.
The two carries are here, Richie.
Amar, the carry, he shows up. PYW, he avoids the pounce, but Amar still has him within reach as Skitter collects the kill here. 2 in this fight. 2 supports for 2 cores and a support on the side of LGD. A very strong trade. I guess
that was a perfect ending for Falcons there. After they chase with the Earth Spirit with Haze, they were kind of... I think it was the right move to chase to finish off the 2 kills, but they needed to just figure out how to minimize losses there instead of like losing so many heroes.
Right.
But then again, well played to Falcons, just TPing the core heroes at the right time. Just getting the trade, getting the counter kills, which is so important for them.
Meanwhile, and live, News farming another big stack, and Amar's just going to walk into the triangle, take your Watcher, and now what? Now what do? Absolutely nothing. Mallory's stolen your Wisdom Rune. He's also killed PYW. That almost feels like an afterthought.
Yeah, this is bad.
And Amar's just like, go ahead, lower the HP for me. Please help me farm your stack. Please. Give him a...
Bot lane, Shiro again. He might be in a... Too deep here. It's
too
not
deep.
His
Winter,
territory
this
to
is his tier 2 tower. Certainly that's not too deep.
I mean, he could have been killed there if they were able to land the cookie.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I replied...
Or he could have actually just started with the Mortimer's Kiss. Maybe they could just long-range artillery and just kill him.
And have the Weaver dive and then just time-lapse out, right? True.
Yeah, because I feel like if he's top, right, if he's farming the Ancients, they can't really abuse and bully PYW out of the Wisdom Rune there. If they had more heroes in that area.
Winter, I mean, LGD, they just can't seem to get Falcons. They're just like ticks. Is Amar going to block this? No, he's not going to block it, but Echoes is going to end up blocking the camp anyway. He rolls on in. They can't boot him out. LGD, they don't have anywhere to farm. New's still 1,000 gold away from his Ag Scepter, as they've just killed PYW for committing the crime of trying to walk into his triangle. In the meantime, the control onto Snaking is good enough for the kill, but Falcons, they might just keep diving as Amar. Oh, he does end up catching Skitter now on the roll, but Echoes, he's still going to end up dropping so much damage return with that Blade Melt, but there's so many heroes here to spread it. Falcons are just fine. Another 2-for-1 trade in their favor. And New...
Yeah, Snaking kind of didn't expect there to be 2 heroes on top. He wanted to just initiate for his team.
Look at this game sense. Amar's like, someone's been here. Someone took this Watcher. And New... Oh, he's going to be fine. The pounce misses ultimately. But that was close. The only hint Amar had there was the Watcher was taken. What game sense for him to chase for a kill. I love that.
Yeah, he knows the Beastmaster is going to be trying to find whatever leftover farm he can on the map. And tries to farm on the edges there. So he kind of reads like his mind, As Beastmaster kind of didn't have anywhere to go. Now he TP's back. And here we see another initiation. Marin gets a kill, solo kill.
That amplified damage rune was... Wow. Why disappeared?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That was like a little magic trick. Oh, and here he goes again. He'll make it a twofer, I think. Oh, Echoes, he rolls in. He actually ends up catching the Weaver, but it just puts him in position for a two-man stun up from the Cookie. Okay, really good bushwhack from the high ground. PYW charging up that sharpshooter. It's pretty good, but Skitter, the silencer, doesn't last long enough on him. Easily gets off the time lapse. Now you've lost PYW on the high ground. News TP'd in just to die. Still 300 gold away from the drums of Slam. Not the drums of endurance. And Amar, he still is playing aggressive with the Shadow Dance active. He blocks the roll away now from one. It's a three-man stun, but there's just no follow-up. LGD, they are getting stepped on here by Falcons.
Radiant's middle tower is
Getting
under
ran over,
attack.
they're getting trampled. Even there's no primal beast in the game. They're just getting like stepped on, like you said, over and over again, losing heroes left and right. They have nowhere to farm. They're not able to defend their territories. I don't really feel like they're that weak, you know, if they stand together on a ward. Because Falcons have been invading their ancients time after time again, and they have done nothing to defend that area. I think Lina just needs to come over with the team to just fight with the Raw, you know. If they don't do that, New is not going to be able to finish his agony. He's going to get it now in 100 goal, but it's been so severely delayed.
This is just as bad as the one game we were casting. What was the other game we were casting where it was an 18-minute ag?
Was it worse?
No.
Yeah, was it worse?
This one is actually maybe going to be worse because I don't know if he gets this in 18 minutes. The other one was 18 minutes. I remember I looked at the Dota buff for the match, but I can't remember the match now. But it was a game we casted day one where the enemy Hoodwink just completely messed up the Coddle and the Beastmaster core, right? I can't remember the game for the life of me though. But hey, this is not a good sign, right, for the Beastmasters. We've seen what an 11-minute Beastmaster does to an offlaner. It's all smiles, and then the meme, the guy on the other side of the bus, it's 18-minute Ag Scepter timing there for Beastmaster. It's rough. It's not been fun.
Yeah, look at Amar. He's using the vision. He's gonna get another kill here.
Looks that way. Oh, pretty much a certainty. Snail almost dies to the tower. He's fine. He's even got a full vessel completed. In the meantime, Gleipnir from Skitter. They're going to try and roll onto him now, but Mallory here to disengage or counter-initiate rather on a Shiro who throws up the ultimate, but it's just not changing anything. Y from the low ground gives Echoes the heavy plate. He is still going to get tagged here by that smooth or scatter blast. Underneath the tower now, another nice kick on that boulder smash. It's just not changing anything. It's just a full team wipe, Winter. 15k the net worth lead. This is a lot more of the Falcons that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, this game is definitely getting out of hand right now for LGD and looking much like the old Falcons we've seen the last couple of months winning tournaments. Just connecting from both sides of the map quickly. They push out the lanes and they invade the jungle multiple times together, landing their spells and just making sure that LGD has no real estate to claim, on this map.
Do we have the heat map? Can we see like a heat map for Snaking or a heat map for who's something like that? Maybe even for Crate, because they have not been on their own side of the map maybe for like, I don't know, 6 minutes in a 20-minute game.
I don't think they've been hitting their own.
Look at this.
Their own ancients,
look how aggressive that they've been. This is a Phoenix in a sub 20-minute game. I don't know what this is, maybe like the last 6 minutes or so, but it's just been ridiculous. And here we go again. We're just gonna fight. Mallory, he gets set up by a two-man Gleipnir. Snaking holding on to the egg out of the high ground because they don't even need it for the kill. Onto Mew. He just got his Ag Scepter. He barely banged that drum set once before the neighbors complained and took it away from him.
Oh,
nice
fight.
Nice.
Oh, wait,
pros don't die to torments.
I mean, he would have died if it wasn't for the mech.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy. Pros don't die to tormentors, yeah. Us BBT that.
Yeah, well, that was old Tormentor. Old Tormentor was OP.
Okay.
You are right though. They did have a proclivity to dying to Tormentor.
Well, you are also right, I think in my recent games, or at least the games I've been watching.
Oh, here's Amar. Sorry to cut you off. Just look at Amar's heat map. I mean, his jungle, your jungle, my jungle. That's basically what this heat map says. Holy. Oh. Okay, sneaky TP away just in the nick of time there.
I mean, this is just a classic slug heat map, I think. Whenever you're winning, you're snowballing from the early game. You just get to play wherever you want. You're removing vision because of your You're slug because you're slug. You know where the wards are.
I hear you. That makes sense. I don't know if I've ever seen, well, first of all, an off-lane Slark, but a Slark in any position who's just been able to stand in the enemy triangle, though. Like, that's crazy talk to me. The fact that that's...
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he just got... I just feel the same. He got way too much out of the lane. He should have never gotten so much from the lane, you know. A slug like, and a Snapfire getting away against a Sven and Lina.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I agree. I don't know what to say about it.
I mean, if this is how the lane should be played, then probably Lina shouldn't be the pick, you know. I just don't understand. Like, a lot of the result of Slug being so out of control is because of the lane. He got out of the lanes with too much advantage. They killed the tower. I mean, imagine the Slug killing your tower before the Beastmaster kills your safe lane tier 1
yeah,
tower.
It's still up.
That's really, really
it's
bad.
still up. Boars are hitting it down. As you can see, Amar has planted his creep wave banner down here. For many years, Amar has still had the creep wave appended.
It's dear to him.
Of course.
Because that's where he was started.
That's where he was forged.
That's where he was born.
That's where this was forged. You have all, I think, the creep wave boys. What, you got Malorine, you've got Fishman, BZM. They're all here. The game is all here, really.
They're all forged in Rivendell. All the best elven weapons come from
forged
there.
in DPC Division 2 and all the Tier 2 tournaments they played in.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they were forged.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're seeing historic orgs, historic names, you know, test their mettle against them.
Wait, every single player on that team is on the top team now, right?
Yeah. The carry's name is escaping me from that team at the moment. I must admit.
Yeah, it must be at least everyone. I'll check for you.
But they're just, I mean, they've run away with this game right now. LGD, they're going to smoke up. This feels like it could already be the last fight. Any big items for them recently? I suppose a mech on Sven is certainly something, but we're still... Oh, no, it's not a mech on Sven.
It's okay, nothing is happening yet. I'll tell you the carry's name, Crystallis.
Oh, yeah, that's right. How could I forget Crystallis? Okay, smoke breaks there by Echoes. Not happening. Nothing's happening there. And now, oh no, Skitter, he's just not afraid. They'll hold him down at the very least with that bushwhack, but he will give chase with Shikuchi Max. He is very speedy.
He has 3 lives, Richie. That's why he's not afraid.
That's true. That's true. Okay, that's a decent jump, but look at that. The Force Staff into the cookie. Great saves by Crit, and now there's just no chance in this fight anymore. Earth Spirit, he's already down. Malorine, he's gone hunting up to the high ground. He's missed on a few. A nice 3-man stun. It might allow LGD to get away with only a few losses here. Why? He's going to sacrifice himself now and become Amar's 10th stack of permanent agility. But the rest of LGD, at the very least, able to escape. I'm not sure how much it means at this stage. Winter, 23k. I mean, nearly a 1k net worth lead advantage. It is just... It's a shellacking.
Yeah, they just got completely outclassed this game. Last game they had a chance for sure. But this game, close to 0. They got dominated from, I think, from the lanes. They kind of got owned by the rotations. Malorine kind of did a really good job in the early game, taking all the runes.
He's hunting. It's a Beastmaster, but this is a creature of the scene, and you don't stand a chance against him. You don't have a roar. You don't have a team. You can't TP away. He's just dead. 11 stacks of permanent edge, and the egg scepter there. He's not going anywhere. Amar with the tips. In the meantime, your team, his team, is winning. Shiro at least able to turn. Look, he's just not taking any damage. He just doesn't care. Barry didn't care for that Lina ultimate. Laguna Blade? Thermal Runaway? I don't think so. Who cares?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
My goodness.
Now here comes Amar.
And now, yeah, and now Amar's in the fight. He started the fight
More
with
kills.
30 Essence Shift stacks already, and he is stealing all of your stats here. Why? He's getting chased into the fountain. They have kicked him in, but they've missed the roll that they were needed to be able to kill him, actually. So he just escaped scot-free. Shiro's bought back. Malorine's in with a stun. Snake King threatening for the Supernova. He's going to let it rip. That's going to kill off Y. Echo's just trying to get back at his base, but it's too ugly. Throw in the tower, LGD. Falcons, they're back in form here in Game 2. Will we at least see them crack a smile? No, they're all stone cold killers, all 5 of them.
And that's when you know that's a team of champions, you know. They are not really satisfied.